Hello, guys. This is Andrew, and this is Figure Fandom Review. A quick introduction. I am a longtime collector who's primarily collected a lot of the SH Figuarts line. I do collect things like Marvel Legends, Star Wars Black Series, NECA, Mayfax, a lot of third party figures as well. So I've been a big collector for a while now, a huge collection, which I will actually be going through and reviewing a lot of the figures that I have and giving my opinion on them because I feel I do hold a little bit of knowledge now where I feel I can review these things and, give an accurate opinion. But that being said, today we're going to be reviewing the SH Figuarts Super Saiyan Son Goku Legendary Super Saiyan. So this just came out recently, not too long ago. A lot of people have already reviewed it. This will just be my take on it. Give you some opinion that I have. Right out the box, I'll tell you he looks aesthetically amazing. Just man, they did a really great job. At least from the look of him, he's great. There's a couple little issues, but nothing major. I think this is a very solid release, and I'll just give you my opinion on it and tell you all the pros and a little bit of the cons and my overall opinion. Okay, so let's go to it. Just a heads up, I know a lot of you guys are box collectors, which that is perfectly fine. A lot of people are big on the box and they don't like to take it out of the box and they just really want this as a shelf collector. That's perfectly fine. So I will give my opinion on the box. So right out the gate, SH Figuarts has done a great job lately with their box art, in my opinion. I also like the redesign of the box. If any of you are longtime collectors of the line, you'll know that their boxes have changed. I do like this more animated look where it looks like the figure is like popping out the box. He's got like his arm coming off to the side here. It's really cool looking, and this is probably the best image they could have used. It's pretty sick. If you look right here, you kind of get that. Sorry, oh, there you go. You get that picture of Goku, kind of like with his typical smirk on his face. Coming over here, you get the sorry, my lighting situation isn't that great yet. I'm working on it, so just bear with me. You'll get his Kamehameha effect piece right there, which I'll show you how that works. You also get his teeth gritted face right here in the image with him, like getting ready to really sling that Kamehameha at somebody. You also get his battle damage on the legs, which they showcase right there. And if you get to the back, this is where I think it's the most amazing because it shows you all the poses that you can potentially put your figure in. This is, I guess, kind of like that right there on mine at the moment. But yeah, you have just pictures of Goku, and these are all kind of like almost like iconic scenes from the show. You have him where he hits Frieza with his you fool, and him, after throwing or about to throw a Kamehameha, they're getting a little cheeky here with their little pose, showing his articulation. But as a whole, man, they've just done a really good job of like, if you're a box collector and you just want to keep them in the packaging, the box speaks for itself now. Also, though, for those of you who do not know, the inside of the box and these flaps here, I only open one side of mine, but if you open both sides, there is instructions on how to put your figure together, how to peg in the different hair piece and the different face plates and whatnot, as well as whoops, as well as if you were to go in here further. Let me take this out. Like I said, I only opened one side of mine, so forgive me. There's the instructions there on how to put together the blast effect, as well as the different hands you get. So it shows you everything that you have, and it looks like they have a QR code recently. So with that, you could probably just use your phone and get a more detailed look at how to do this. Right here, I'm going to go over my opinion of the figure and show you a few things. I'm not one to write at the moment because my camera setup and my lighting setup is not ideal for it. I will show you the face plates through the acrylic piece. That way it makes it a little easier at the moment. I will get a better setup where in the future I can show you these pieces while they're out displayed and give you a better understanding of, a better look rather at the face plates. But for the most part, you should be able to see them very clearly the way I'll display them. All right, so let's get into the figure. All right, guys. So right out the gate, when you notice him, you see him, you're gonna be like, "Oh my God, man, he's so buff." Like Goku has not skipped any day, leg day, back day, chest day, arm day, doesn't matter. This guy doesn't skip days. He is buff, and this is ideal for me because in this part of the series, by the way, I love how lately they've been more anime accurate than they have manga accurate, which is great. I mean, I know some people are manga fans, and I mean, it's cool, but I grew up watching the show, so for me, that's what brought me into Dragon Ball Z, and I guess Dragon Ball Super now, and Dragon Ball in general. It's it's so cool, man. He looks like he came right out the Namek fight. So going over some of these things, his body sculpt is amazing. If you're looking at this, it's crazy. Down to his calves, which we usually don't get. They have a little bit of a calf sculpt even, which is nuts. The back of the knees, there's only so much they can do. They have to put a joint there. It is what it is. But he has nicks and scrapes everywhere. It's a little hard to see. I'll try to show you if you can see it. Again, like I said, I'm working on my lighting situation, so forgive me. Doing the best I can with what I got. But he's got nicks, cuts, and scrapes everywhere on his body. The way his clothes work, and also down here, as you could see it, it goes from like a brighter orange to lighter colored orange there. It just looks so sick, man. They knocked the look out the park. As far as his articulation is concerned, he's actually pretty solid. So, for instance, we'll start with the head and work our way down. Um, head articulation is pretty good. He can give you your side to side action. You can look left, or sorry, well, I guess in your case, in my case, he can look to the left, look to the right. Not his, of course. Um, the head looks up fairly well. Looks down, he can pretty much bury it into his chest. So I think it's pretty good. The problem with Figuarts generally is when you bury it into the chest, usually you see it comes off a little bit there, but not horrible. Usually the face plates get loose and then his faces start to fall off, but it's not bad. It's actually pretty good there. Going into his arms, right by the shoulders rather, he gives you like if you put it up right there and you don't try to force it just naturally, it's a slightly more than 90. So it's not a whole lot, but you can get it a bit more, but you run the risk of scratching up that little part here, in between here and here. You could scratch that, so just be careful. All right, but he can if you pull it out a little bit and then reattempt it, he can give you a little bit greater than 90, which is awesome. So, as far as doing the whole woo, I never got why people do that, but I guess it's everyone does it, so I'll do it for you too. His arms can go all the way around. Now, he has a butterfly joint, okay, right here, and it's not bad. I love that lately even when he was wearing clothes, or they are wearing clothes rather, they have butterfly joints that are now matching the material of the outfit. So instead of having, he's doing a pose where he's like bringing his arms forward, you don't have like a flesh colored or weirdly colored butterfly joint. You have one that matches, what the back of his material should look like. So SH Figuarts has been doing a great job of that, and this one's pretty good. It's pretty effective. So if you want to, bring his arms across, he can play rock paper scissors. So he's got that right here. If you want to kind of bring it out a bit more, you will see a little bit of a gap. If you wanted to like push it out a bit more for whatever reason to make him look like he's super buff or whatever, like make his chest wider, you will get a little gap there, so it's not going to be attractive, but the options there for posability if that's what you need. The arms right here, you get greater than 90 at the elbow joints, which is nice. And right here, again, same thing. So pretty good all in all. Wrist joints, pretty much. He has a little bit of movement. Like the thing is, I don't feel like the movement in the wrists are very great for the SH Figuarts lines. But it is what it is, It's not he's not like he's Spider-Man, so it's not like I really require that. But it would be nice to have maybe a little bit better, movement in the wrist. His ab crunch right here. So I'm trying to just do only his ab crunch. It's not really great, and it's because his little, ab teeth, whatever you want to call them, look like vampire teeth to me. They catch right here on the material, so when he's bending down, it just kind of gets in the way. You can force it. Just be mindful. You may cause some issue with that or damage it in some way. Maybe paint rub. I'm not 100% on that, but just giving you a heads up, that is a possibility. Looking back is actually pretty good. So as you see, sorry, let me get his hand straight. Boop. As you see, he can look back a decent amount, so it's not bad. And then on top of that, if you want him to look up, he's got that right there. So not bad. Altogether, the upper portion of him is pretty good. It's pretty solid. I don't have any complaints with that. Now, the only complaints I have, and I know what they're trying to do. So they're trying to make it look like the pants are all one solid, unit right here. The problem with that is that it affects his posability in some ways. Like, you can get, like, your front kick is reasonable. Like you can get a pretty reasonable front kick. He's a ballerina. The back, you're not going to get any really good back kicks. And that's basically all you're going to get on a straight leg back. I mean, you could kind of play around with it this way, but you have to, it's not really like a straight back kick. It's a little awkward looking because I had to kind of move it sideways. So just like on a straight back kick, that's all you get because of the shape of his dump truck that he's trying to, he squats every day. They could have tapered this in more. They should have just left it that way. That would have been better. It just messes up with him trying to kick back. So it's not ideal. It is a softer kind of feeling plastic, though. If you touch it, it's not like his arms or anything. It is more softer. I guess they're going for a little bit of what Storm Collectibles does. And I get that, but they should have just tapered that in a little bit more. It would have been better. His knees, at the knees, you get great knee bend right there. Sorry, didn't mean to get it too close to. So you get great knee bend right there. You get a great knee bend on the other leg as well. So pretty good. The ankle pivot is okay. It's not horrible. It's not great. It's okay. It's your typical SH Figuarts ankle pivot. It's what you're gonna get with them. They don't really give you very much range. Like for instance, Marvel Legends, you could turn that thing till he's breaking his ankles. You don't really get that with SH Figuarts, and it is what it is. We've come to expect that. His toe hinge is pretty good from the front. It looks really good actually. When you get to the side, it does get a little gross looking, and if you were to do it from the back, it's pretty bad. But it is what it is. I'd rather have articulation than not. So for me, it's like I'm gonna take it. If it's ugly, it is what it is. So right here, that's pretty much the articulation factor for the figure. Oh, also another thing too. So right here, this part of his leg slash hip area, if you pull down a little bit and go work your way underneath it, you can get underneath that material. So if you wanted him to do like a side kick or whatever, like he's there and he's coming in and he's pulling off this side kick, true Taekwondo style. You can get that by just kind of making sure you kind of angle it in a way so you see how I'm pulling his leg out a little bit, and then I angle it underneath that. That way his leg can come up in this manner. So altogether, though, I mean, his articulation's pretty decent. It's not bad. There are other Figuarts that have really bad articulation. We'll go over some of those. Not necessarily from the Dragon Ball line. Lately, Figuarts has been doing pretty decent where Dragon Ball is concerned, and I think that's because that's really their cash cow. All the other figures are, they're starting their One Piece line right now. The Naruto line is actually taking off pretty good. So, but for Dragon Ball, this is pretty good. Like they did a good job on him. This is pretty much everything I would have wanted, man. I would have sold everything. I would have sold my bike as a kid to get this thing. So yeah, he's really impressive. And at the price point, they do give you a fair amount of accessories. Not there's some things they should have added, which we'll go over. But yeah, it's pretty good for the price point. I'm not going to complain at for what I get for the 65 bucks. Anyways, moving forward, let's go ahead and look at his accessories. All right, guys. So here we have some of his faces here. If I can get my camera to focus, that'd be great. There we go. So right here we have a smirking face, which is pretty good. Overall, they did a great job on how they did this one. So not too bad. Pretty much your cocky Goku. Sorry, your cocky looking fighting Goku when he's knows he's winning or about to do something that's crazy. Also have your teeth gritted. If I get my camera to focus, hello, there it is. So we have your teeth gritted face right here, which is not too bad. Pretty good face. I actually like it. I think they knocked all these faces out of the park. And then, of course, to me, which I think is just the best and just really cool, is come on, focus. There we go. Is your shouting face. So you've got this shouting face of him, just screaming, powering up, whatever. Very, very well done. All right. So here I will show you guys because I'm going to do it this way because there's just so many. So here we have all the hands that he gets in the packaging, as well as this is the additional hair piece for when he's powering up and all his bangs fly upwards. And this is for when he only has like one of his bangs hanging down. So here we have all the hands. We have two kind of like open palm hands, really. These with kind of just like relax, like spread apart fingers rather. Here we have his open hands where it's like more like getting ready to grip right here, so gripping hands in a sense. These are gripping hands. Like these are the very strange hand set. So you have gripping hands turning into martial arts hands a little bit. So kind of like that. All right. Then you have your traditional Goku martial arts hands, the two fingers out, the other fingers bent, getting ready to fight somebody. And then at the bottom here, you have the Kamehameha hands. So the effect piece has a hole in it, and those hands actually peg into it. So if you look right here at the effect piece, any day now. Oops. Well, here. I'll show that off screen. But yeah, so these hands actually peg into the effect, and I'll show that how that works off screen because I can't get my camera to focus properly with me right now. So here's the effect piece right here. This is your Kamehameha blast, shining and glorious. And here is the hand with the peg. So what happens is you could simply just peg the hand into the effect piece like that, and there you have it. Goku's getting ready. Oops, sorry. Goku. I don't know why I'm losing focus like crazy today. Goku's getting ready to do his Kamehameha. So this is the effect piece that comes in there, which is really cool. They need to add more and more of these. This is actually really good. I feel that for these are Dragon Ball figures. Every one of them should come with an effect piece of some sort to display with the figure. Because that's primarily in Dragon Ball Z, everybody's throwing an energy blast somewhere, so I think that it should be common for you to have at least an effect piece. But yeah, as a whole, really good effect piece. I love that it pegs into, because the problem that you have with these is sometimes they may not look proper in the hand, and you're trying to adjust the hands to get it done right so that the effect looks like it's naturally floating in the hand. You don't get it sometimes. This is really good. I like that they have it where it pegs in. All right, so let's conclude right now with the figure and end this video. All right, guys. So as a whole, I think this is a really solid release from Figuarts. It's really good. They knocked it out the park with this one. Um, for 60, 65, $67. I forgot the exact price, but it's in that ballpark. You do get a ton of hands, surprisingly. Like, there's a lot of hands in this one. But you get the three face plates, you get the extra hair sculpt with the three different bang styles you can have. You get a effect piece, which is great. The only thing that they're missing lately, which I don't know why they don't include it anymore, I didn't think it cost that much, but the flight stands. So if you are a person who likes to pose them on a like a shelf or something, a flight stand would have been ideal because in the Frieza saga they were fighting in the air most of the time. So I think that would have been perfect addition. But it is what it is. But as a whole, yeah, this is a great figure, a great value. So if you're looking to purchase this figure and you're kind of like, I don't know if I want to pull the trigger, nah, go ahead. It's definitely worth it in my opinion. I think it's a great figure and I don't think you'll be disappointed one bit with it. But yeah, so that's our review right now. Again, I'll be doing this more regularly. Again, forgive some of the lighting and some of the focusing issues with the camera if that did happen. I apologize. I'm working on it. So this is our first video, but we'll get better from here. And I hope you like it. Please do like the video, comment, let me know what you think. Let me know how you feel about this figure and also other figures. Please tell me any figures that from specifically from the Essig Figuarts line that you would like me to review. I have majority of them and I'm going to be going through them one by one and kind of giving my opinion on the figures. So if there's something you want me to get to faster, I do read the comments and I'll definitely get to it. But hope you have a wonderful day and please keep collecting.